不利じゃなかったってことさ。
残月、もうあんたに力を貸してくれとは言わない。俺の邪魔をするなとも言わない。そして一緒に戦おうとも言わない。俺は俺自身で戦う。
Alright, so first and foremost, holy crap, episode number 13 of Bleach. And, at the end of the episode, I think we can simply all agree, and maybe we can't all agree, but I'm gonna put myself out there and say, the end of this episode with Uryu finally showing face, we knew it was gonna happen. We had seen Uryu's dad, we've seen Uryu run away from dad, we've seen him discover all the different things that had happened 2,000 years ago, 200 years ago, and basically all of these false stories, essentially, that he had been told throughout all the years were very manipulated and very catered to him when it came to the Quincy's and their past and everything else. So I'm just gonna say this: if you click off right now, Uryu showing up at the end of episode 13, not a surprise whatsoever. Even the way he did with Yahuak, is not a surprise either. Now, I'm gonna talk about what I think about that kind of a little bit in a moment. I'm gonna circle back to it, but there was just so much to cover this episode, and I've been saying it every week since Bleach essentially has returned that, hey, this is a masterpiece at work, right? Like, I watched all of Bleach, and not every episode was kind of like equal to each other. Not every episode was a 10 out of 10. Some episodes were awful. Some arcs were just okay. Like, it was a very long anime over a very long period of time for 25, 26 seasons. Something ridiculous, right? So this specific arc here with 1,000-Year Blood War is just so perfectly orchestrated and delivered to us as a viewer. It's just incredible to see. Studio Pierrot has just freaking incredible work. They've just rocked the house with this one. And the reason that I'm saying that, and I want to emphasize it even more, is this specific episode, nothing action packed stuff. Nothing happened in a sense this episode. It was all just like information, but this is the way I want information to be done. So I'll take you kind of through the whole thing. So first off, we start off seeing that after Ichigo had kind of gone through the history last episode in episode 12, kind of with his dad, as he's kind of been surfaced and he kind of like figured all that stuff out, we see that now he finally got his substitute Soul Reaper badge and he's ready to go to action. He comes and he gets, I don't want to say delivered, he comes and he gets gotten? He comes and he gets retrieved. That's the word. Retrieved by the red-haired girl. So he comes and gets retrieved by the red-headed girl, and perfectly right on time. And she is one of the bodyguards, one of the Nemaya bodyguards. So she comes and she retrieves him. Immediately, I was like, okay, that is absolutely incredible. Okay, so then he goes and he finally comes back into the pit where him and Renji were originally. And this time, all the ashigi, I don't know how you say it, asuichis, whatever they're called, but all of the basically the fake Zanpakutos, they all bow to him. Freaking just incredible scene, just like they just bowed to him, like incredible, like even me, I was like, wow. Then he goes and he picks the one that that represents him, and it turns into a hollow. Basically, it turns into the hollowified version of himself, right? That is an incredible scene. Then the next piece of the episode is we cut to Captain Toshiro, right? Or Hakusaki, I don't know. We cut to Toshiro, and Toshiro is dealing with his own mortality and his own limits of what his abilities are with losing his Bankai and stuff. So he goes to go and train with somebody. I don't really remember who that guy is, but he goes and trains with somebody. Basically, he wants to kind of like start over from being a peon. With losing his Bankai, he's realizing that he's just kind of worthless right now in social society. Then we cut to the R&D department, and we see 𝐒𝐻𝐿, or 𝐻𝐚. I call him Young Jeezy 𝐻𝐚. But 𝐻𝐚, he's still alive. Love that dude. He planted a bug in the captain's office. We see that, the captain, he's probably making some fake sword. He's going crazy. Okay, that's cool. Then we see 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸. 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸 went to go to an elder. I've never seen the elder before. Basically, this elder is ridiculous. Long story short, he's trying to recuperate a very long lost ability that his clan has lost several years ago. The elder tells him, no way, no how. It's not happening. At the end of the day, the way that this clan lives is in the shadows. They don't care who runs the world. The world is not going to perish. It's just going to change hands of who controls it. They'll continue on another day. That's not good enough for 𝐒𝐮𝐩𝐸. He goes to go and fight the elder. Badass. That's cool. Then we come back again, and we see the whole Asauchi stuff. We see Namiya beginning to forge Ichigo's new Zanpakuto, and we get to see all of that stuff. Then we see him and old man Zangetsu. We find out that Zangetsu really is more of like a fragment of Yahuwak. And basically, what Zangetsu has been represented this whole time throughout Ichigo's life is his Quincy power. And we find out several different things that Zangetsu has been restricting Ichigo's power for a long time because he was trying to keep him out of the Soul Reaper lineage, out of the Soul Reaper job, basically, because he didn't want his actual form, the actual Yahuwak, to have to defeat him at some point in life. And we get this really emotional talk between Zangetsu and between Ichigo that was like, it's just incredible writing, and I can't even do a service to it to verbally kind of state how incredible it is, but I'm just going to say that it was incredible writing, this emotional conversation that Ichigo shared with Zangetsu as Zangetsu parted away from him, as he kind of re-imparted kind of all the power that he's been holding back to Ichigo, not because he needs it, but because he's earned it, and because he can no longer hold it back because Ichigo has surpassed all the limits. And basically, at the end of the day, Zangetsu kind of gives him more of a talk, kind of like a father, of how he's so satisfied with what Ichigo has become, even though it was such a divergent path to what he wanted him to do, that he's seen him on along the way, basically doing things of his own free will, that he was able to see him become this Soul Reaper. But the way he was able to do it, he's truly proud. And it was just such an emotional conversation that they had, and I was just like, again, I can't do it a service trying to summarize it or trying to convey it to you. It's just so, if you saw it as a masterpiece, and it was just incredible writing. Then we see Ichigo finally forge his swords. It's two Zanpakuto. The Zanpakuto represent both sides of him. One is Quincy, one is Hollow, him Soul Reaper. So we kind of get to see all three sides of him. And I was like, God damn, that is badass. And then now we're back to the Uryu part. So the reason at the beginning it says, the whole thing with Uryu didn't surprise me whatsoever is, we knew that he was going to come back into the fray. Though the one thing that bothers me with the whole Uryu siding with the Yahuwak stuff is not because he's doing it, because we can put all that together. It's the fact that, Uryu is being reactive, I guess you could say. He's being reactive in a way. But the other part of that troubles me is Uryu, over the past however many, couple of years in the, at least in the anime timeline, past couple of years, he's been so close to Ichigo. He knows Ichigo very, very well, that he also knows that Ichigo will go and he'll go plus ultra, surpass limits. And at some point, he knows he's going to have to face Ichigo, and Ichigo will overcome him. Either by getting him back to his side or whatever, but Ichigo is just such a force to be reckoned with that by this point, Uryu should know, and that's what bothers me the most is like, you have this friend and you know him, the way that this dude never gives up. Like, if he has one finger left, he'll throw that finger at you. He'll cut it off, he'll throw it at you. Like, Ichigo is that type. So the fact that Uryu is doing this is not a surprise. It's the fact that what's surprising is the fact that he knows at some point he's going to have to deal with Ichigo, whether directly or indirectly, but Ichigo's going to be a roadblock into whatever he tries to accomplish going forward on the Quincy side of things, which, I don't know, it's just a stupid decision. But I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to say, Uryu, not a surprise, dumb to go against your friend, especially one of your best friends. So whatever comes of that, we'll see about that in July. But regardless, thank you guys for being here another week. Appreciate you guys chilling with me, and let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this episode down below. Do you agree that it was incredible? Was there something missing for you? I thought it was a masterpiece, but let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you in the summer. Peace.